Hello, parents and guardians, and welcome to our virtual curriculum night. My name is Ines Kuna, and today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about my class 910 composition. First, a little bit about me. This is my 8th year teaching at iTech. I can hardly believe it. I love teaching at iTech. I love that it is a project-based school and that it is interdisciplinary, so I can work with my colleagues across different disciplines. And we can really bring a real-world experience to the students with our projects. That's something I really appreciate. I also appreciate the fact that we have had a relatively, what I would consider to be seamless transition during these hard times because of our previous involvement with technology, because we already know how to use platforms such as Canvas and because students were already using these things. And so that I have been very, very grateful for. If you have a student that's new to the technology, that's new to our school, we are here to help. But my hope is that they will get used to it soon as well, and that we'll be able to go through this all together. Okay, this leads me to my next topic, which is what is composition and what's communications. I alternate between the two. So I teach 910 composition and 910 communications. And so this year it's composition. And so if you have a 9th grader, next year they're going to do communications. And if you have a 10th grader, they already did communications with me last year. And as the names suggest, they're only slightly different. Communications is a little bit more geared towards public speaking, whereas composition is a little bit more geared towards the writing aspect. We are actually starting the year off with a project that I would consider to be both communicative and involve composition, and that's TED Talks. And I'm going to talk about them in a moment. I wanted to do it in the spring, but COVID hit and we weren't sure what was really going on. So I actually pushed it to this fall. I now have a better idea of how I can do it in a virtual way. And so far, I think it's been going really well. The students are going to be writing a script, which is the composition aspect of things. And then when they deliver it, there will be a little bit of a communication there, of course. So yes, TED Talks. So I have some driving questions for TED Talks. So the driving questions around this project are, how can I give a speech that will make my audience's life better? How can I relate to all members of the audience using my persuasive skills? And what I'm going to teach, which is ethos, logos, and pathos, which is ancient Greek rhetoric, talking about credibility, logical appeal, and emotional appeal. So there's going to be a lot of persuasive learning. How can I change the audience's perception of something or offer them an action that will improve their lives? And what is my idea worth spreading? So the idea here is that students are going to watch a lot of TED Talk examples. They're going to explore their own topics. They have so many topics to choose from, and hopefully they'll pick something that they're really passionate about, which we know has been linked to engagement in the classroom. My projects are actually very, very long and very, very in-depth, and there's fewer of them than you may expect. So 3 to 4 projects a year, months long. And so kind of with the pacing of virtual and with the uncertainty of virtual, I'm waiting to see, before I plan out some other ones, what would be best in this format and where we're going with it. And that's why I'm going to transition into talking a little bit more about the housekeeping aspects of things. Okay. So we use a 4-point mastery scale with standards-based grading. We do not average, not averaging. And we look for a consistent demonstration of standards over time. So for example, if a student does really well in a research standard at the beginning of the year, and in fact, that's the first assignment that I have for TED Talks is a research assignment. If they do really well with that, I'm going to want to know that in January, they're going to be equally able to do as well, and that their learning has not gone in one ear and out the other, and that they've sort of, shown it for the time being and then forgotten it. So consistency is something that we really value at iTech. Like I was mentioning before, we had the technology in place for several years now. So Canvas is continuing to be used to distribute lessons, assignments, rubrics, and resources, and parents now have access to it, so you can see exactly what we're doing. In my class, if a student misses class, they can find the Loom lesson on Canvas. Loom is the program that I'm using right now to film this. It just has me in a little circle talking about whatever it is that I'm seeing on my screen that then they have access to look at as well. So I post those on Canvas, and you can go into modules and look at past agendas to find literally by the day what you missed and that lesson. Canvas and school email are what I use to communicate with students and parents, and both are equally good. So I have no preference. And here is my email in case you have any questions after this presentation or any concerns or any comments. And Jump Rope is updated to show grades. So that's where you'll see that. And that's pretty much it for my class. So please do send me an email if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.